If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script...
You came all the way here.
Alright. Forget that for now.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay?
Okay then.
So, as expected, the ending is even once he's done, it isn't final.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough.
I was...
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a...
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. Get over here, you! How are things in Poisson now?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may...
I'm sorry to hear that.
Please, must our conversations take such a... We all have painful memories. And if you're trying to make a...
Thank you for your... But for now, at least.
It's okay. These things... Which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know to avoid upsetting the peace. I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means...
That's so thoughtful of you, Nav.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous... Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with. I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, it's always easiest to just run away from your problems.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up...
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I... Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying, I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydra Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people. I guess...
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
What do you mean by that? You...
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I am dumping all...
We don't mind. It's...
Great. Well, I don't know whether you can tell, but... As I stand here by the ship, I keep one after another. People were taken by the water. They thought their god would protect them. And all the while... But then the floodwaters finally came.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You're only...
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, everyone rose to their response, but on some level,
Paimon would have never imagined you'd
Reward? I guess so. Back then, I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was. Believe in the Farina you see on stage. She is the one. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining.
So that's where you were coming from.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life. At least the choice. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the.
Sure. Okay, let's head.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious.
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me.
Oh no. Looks like there are. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's via. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yeah?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one.
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like you.
Yeah. I was born with. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me.
She sounds like a really
She really was. She gave everything she had to her. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents, the other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, one day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't.
Let me guess.
Yeah. For the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Farina.
Farina? The Farina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a... I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of... She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do... In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by...
Consciousness?
Water as a conscious entity. There.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the...
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to...
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even...
There's actually something else that you know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show... what about if... the little Ocean...
That sounds like too cruel of an end.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aurelie. On the day when she went missing, Director Aurelie had instructed us all. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point. But we looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest...
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up...
Vilma? The one...
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, because... well...
What?
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more... I did tell her how I felt. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she... Not that it came as a shock or anything. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone... Well, maybe then she could... And now... that day will never come. So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does...
In that case, we've all had our differences of opinion over the ending. But
Well, if that's where we're at, looks...
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. Funny you should ask, though.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. It's pouring out here! Wait, the water levels aren't rising, are they?
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
I'm in front of all the time. Good thing there can only be one sun.
Ugh, as if this journey wasn't tough enough.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't... wait, why are you all looking at me?
We're just curious, that's all.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be...
Precisely! And as much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Hey, lay off, all right? My bluff is hanging from... I'm sorry. I got...
Aw, too bad.
Sorry to leave all...
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Stabilize!
Right now. Emerge. Right now.
Mind the side effects.
Right here.
This is order!
Time to shine!
Remember, health comes first.
Right now. Emerge. Nothing lasts forever. Right now. Emerge. Right now.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Farina doing here?
I can explain. We've been rounding.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance would... I care just as much. If I open this can of worms now, I
Viamont, avoid... Unless you mean to suggest that
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Viamont. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to... The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do...
This is why people... As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then... So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered. It seemed like a win-win, so I said the drink in question was...
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes, but she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was... But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I got Aurelie
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life-and-death situation. We could have saved her! How could you be so
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him.
Stay calm? How can I stay And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of-
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can...
Get out of my sight! Go!
That's enough! You've screamed, and can you stop conflating the show on stage with your... You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your...
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience, but in her own life, her greatest desire, what she wanted, was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world. I understand why you're trying to...
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, but you can't bring yourself to do that, can... What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle...
Of course she was. Even her harshest lecture.
What? I'm truly sorry.
It's all right.
So...
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that if you could find anything that Aurelie left behind.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aurelie's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll...
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place,
So, this is all Aurelia.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches, too! Looks like they show where the...
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in... Aha! Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back...
Lachey took so many lives. It's still so...
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down. Wait. Her handwriting here gets patchier, and her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourself.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. If you become human...
Isn't that the most important line in the little...
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped. She had their utmost trust. Let's go.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only...
Even in the last moments of her life.
She did her best to protect as many people. We know what choice our little Ocean... Well, Vilmont?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry.
Then it seems like we...
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen...
Don't underestimate my experience. If you want to move the audience with your music, and aren't human emotions, love. I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
Then, let's not delay things any longer.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make during the curtain call. Please allow me to...
Huh? But then...
After all, this role... Besides...
Well, if you're...
All right. I'll leave you to fine-tune your...
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay.
That place? Oh, don't be silly.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going.
What are you afraid of? Surely...
No,
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervila. Hey, look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Farina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat... The story of the Little Oceanid is most... I will say, however, that I am surprised.
Huh? What?
Yes. And this is the first...
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom. But I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts?
Why would you...
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, the experiences and decisions of the protagonist it would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity.
Haven't I already made myself... Nor do I think it is any great shame. This experience is a case in point. I must admit, though, I'm a little...
I see. Well, I'm glad to... I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Nervalek.
You are very welcome. Many people were once enthralled by Lady Fer. I hope that one day she'll be able...
Good news, everyone! Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur, we've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity. A touching story. Now, let's work.
This is...
The sooner we can finalize the ending, Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation?
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us!
It's amazing! Even though Farina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up!
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have.
Hey, Loic, get over here!
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our—
This guy could be useful.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid!
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their role. If only.
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take.
What?
Hey, what's going on? You're doing... Oh no, not again.
They've.
What? I thought they...
I figured. Whatever.
How could you do this to yourself?
I'm sorry.
You...
Miss Farina?
Say no more. If you're sick, Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done.
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the... From this blood...
Thank you, Miss Farina.
Never mind. What's done is done. No one likes regrets. Myself, leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but what, in your opinion, is the reason?
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and look...
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly.
Is she here yet?
Let's get here!
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité elle nourrit, ainsi que toi, mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My... wish...
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne suffit pas, seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, douce et amère. Moi, je serai toujours là, à voir le monde et sa beauté, et ça ne changera jamais, jamais.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Farina on the stage just now?
She hasn't been seen for a while now.
And she just appears out of nowhere. Gotta say, though, her acting skills are as super.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. It's too bad that I had to break the one. Still, it felt good to be.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, she's back.
Honestly, what is he doing?
All right, calm down, don't be mad. This was a group decision. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since.
Yes, I know the rule, but...
It's no big deal. What's the worst that can...
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's...
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh, that... I've got no idea what happened there either. I'll bet the audience has never seen so...
Wait, what about Dolphy?
Let's go check on her as...
Yes. Plus, if nothing else, we can safely...
All right, calm. After all.
Yes,
It's no big deal.
Oh, yeah?
Well, this is a great chat. Paimon flew over...
Oh... I've got no idea. I'll bet the audience...
Wait, what about Dolphy?
Let's...
Yes. If nothing else...
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her...
How did the performance go?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not...
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it.
No, don't worry about it. Like they told me, even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed.
Well, I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never...
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't...
Oh, don't you start.
Aw,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop...
So, any plans for the next... After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe, you could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little OC...
No, we should...
Yeah, it's what we...
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space.
hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Farina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand her.
You should do it. It's...
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. What about you, Miss Verena?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. Oh, maybe Nervilette was. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. Yeah. There was once a time when But from now on, I want to watch them blossom and wither. I'm sure this is what.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll
If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best.
I'm just finishing packing up. As soon as I'm... Thanks to all your help, but most of all...
I mean, of course.
There'll be plenty of opportunities and...
Now that the buzz is worn off, I feel...
It's ironic to think that in my... And now that the gods have given me their blessing, is...
Thank you so much. I feel like it might turn out to be too little.
My story has already come to an end. And once the ancient prophecy came to an end and everything was over, I fell into low spirits for a very... Recently, I've been wondering...